Another video that is adjacent to romance. This fella is high key depressed. This fella low key misses his wife. I do. That's never not been the case. It's always been the case. But no, I wanted to, kind of continue on the thoughts I had at work today. Plus, this is the second video, so this lets me like get off the hook for like the next fucking 4 weeks because I just hasn't been uploading. And I wanted to like kind of pose the question because as I've grown up a bit more, I feel like I'm fucking screaming at you guys. Like I don't know how sensitive this mic is. Like looking at how people like form like standards and like have things they want out of life and how it like coincides like another person. As a young adult now, that shit seems so fucking stressful. I'll never say that I had much luck in high school. I didn't. But I will say I think it was a lot easier to like experience some of these like more like closer intimate like dynamics, I guess. I mean whatever, like we just go to school together. Who gives a fuck? You don't have to think about like well, at least the girls that I was into, they didn't really care too much about the fact that I was broke, thank God. I mean, we were all 15, like, we're all broke at the same fucking time, but, I mean, shit. I think about that date I had where all we do is make fun of people. We're low-key fucked up for that, but, I mean, we were broke, so who cares, right? But this is, like, kind of besides the point. This is, like, weird fucking way to start a video. But in terms of like what people really want out of life and like wanting the most for yourself in terms of like career, in terms of like your family, in terms of like your social life, in terms of like all this shit, your physical health, and like wanting the most out of it. And something that I've always wanted to ask in terms of people who want the most out of like a romantic partner is could be honest with yourself. Honestly, it's like my imaginary audience. Like, do you think a dreamer could ever date a non-dreamer? Like, do you think that like in your heart of heart, would you be satisfied with someone whose greatest thing in their life was you? You know, like let's say they're not like it's not like they're struggling. Let's say they have. Let's not say they're rich, but they have a comfortable amount of money. Like your financial situation with them isn't, it's not a problem. They're in good health. They're not like super ugly or whatever the fuck, right? Ugly is subjective. Everyone's beautiful, but they check off the box like okay, like he or she or they like we vibe together, we're cool, we have the money or we have like a stable financial situation going on, like everything's good, but there's the best thing in their life is you, right? I think I kind of said something like this before. I haven't like deja vu, but I really want to like kind of ponder that question because I think for me, my answer is yes, but that's why I've never been anywhere. I feel like, I feel like deep down, maybe not for everybody, but I don't think it would work. I don't think, or I don't think it would work on my end anyway. I feel like if I lived where the most important thing in the world to me was my wife, which it is. I feel like she low key. If she was a dreamer, okay. Firstly, she's a dreamer. She got shit she wants to get done, right? She, because I'm heterosexual, but insert whatever person you like, orientation you like. I don't know. I feel like deep down it would never work. I feel like deep down not you, but I think you want to celebrate someone else's like, and like watch someone like move through life, right? Like I'm not saying they're in like a bad place, but like they're stagnant, like they don't have anything beyond you, like to really like strive towards. Like, what's cool, honey? You, and they would do all these things for you and whatever, and stuff like that. They're always available because like you're like number one to them. Uh, I don't know if that would ever work. I honestly don't know because I feel like dreamers abhor stagnation. You know, if we're both non-dreamers, like we're both like cool with like being content with like whatever fucking life we got going on so far, then it's not that bad. And I think I say this more like to like people closer in age, people a bit younger. I'm sure that when we're like 45, 50, like or like beyond that point, you know, if we've made the choices we made in life and we're kind of like in the, you know, the last little section of it, then I'm sure like just chilling with them every day is like not that bad. But in like this phase of life right now, everyone's like trying to chase something in life or like trying to find something to chase in life. I feel like people are uncomfortable with people that don't, or they would. I feel like people would be uncomfortable with someone who isn't doing much, right? And that's not to like, you know, put down people that are content. No one's ever gonna be like, yo, it's bad that you're content, you don't do anything. But I feel like it doesn't. It don't work. I don't think it would work out. I feel like you'd want them to chase something, but like, you know, they don't. They don't want to. This is a shorter video, but honestly, like, I hope I get comments on this video because I honestly like really, really do wonder about that. Cause there's no motion. Shouldn't we be in love with motion? I feel like so many. Well, not so many. I haven't seen that many, but I feel like one of the reasons that would come up when I would speak to people who had recently, you know, ended a relationship or like broke up. It's just out of like, I don't want to use the word that it's like too comfortable because I feel like that puts people in a bad light. Makes them sound like they don't like stability or like a normal, like a quote unquote normal life. But I think it's just, I think being tied down at this age is like really, you know, people want to say like no one wants to commit nowadays, but I think being tied down kind of scary. I can see why it could be scary. Me personally, like shit, if I just be me the rest of my life, what I'm doing right now, but I like didn't have to worry about my bills, like thumbs up. And I think it's just that whole like idea. I think it comes from like, you know, where you come from though. You know, I feel like if you've always had to struggle for something, I feel like you're always gonna have to chase it. You know. Actually, forget what I just said. That doesn't make any fucking sense. I just want to say that. It doesn't make any sense. But I don't know. You know, I think like part of this conversation was sparked from the idea of like when people say shit like "I'll die for you." I don't think that's that romantic. I think it's cool tragedy. I don't think it's that romantic because that's it. Then you live to serve. You live only for that person, and then you'll just leave them. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't you be like, I should live for you because it means that your life has more beyond it, and you want to live it in like honor of them instead of like just putting yourself in full devotion mode and be like, it's all about you, it's all about you, it's all about you, it's all about you. I feel like that scares people away. I don't know. Do people like? Maybe it's clingy, but like I don't know. I feel like people are just down to be only with one person. I feel like we always talk about like, it's not a great look. But at just me though, point of the video, TLDR, TLDW. If you're a dreamer, would you date a non-dreamer? I don't know. I don't think. I'm not sure if it will work. I feel like you'd always want more out of life, right? Even if it meant a little less ease, you always want to see people do more. You know, I think we have like this innate wanting of people to like reach like more for themselves, and you kind of like, I don't want to say feel bad, but when you see someone that actually decline like the opportunities and like just kind of stay in that bubble, it's not a sad feeling, or it's not like oh you're so like you're wasting your life or whatever, but I don't know. I feel like you only get one chance at this, and to only do what we've always known, it's not bad. In fact, I've been a pretty big not advocate, that's the wrong word, but like I've always like thought about like what if I just did this forever? It's not a bad idea. But I feel like people would leave or like walk out my life if I did that. Not even on no drama or like, you know, they don't like me, but ultimately if someone's always moving and you're not, they're going to leave you behind even if they don't want to. It's just how it is, you know? But that's my thoughts.